between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. On the visitor sideline, their head coach. This guy's playing well, off to a solid 5-2 start. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. These guys coming off their byes, so they should be fresh and ready to get after it. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? They juked him. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Second and 5.
Goff. Short pass here taken in by Laporta. 7 yards there at a first down.
And the Lions first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 37-yard line. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
From the 50, it's Goff. Finds Gibbs on a check down. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, they're sending out an early memo that points are not going to be easy to come by in this one. A block here in the opening quarter. What a block it was.
I love how you talked about sending out a memo. I know of one special teams coach who leaves a note in the lockers of guys he wants on his special teams. A direct invitation to them. He wants them to have the pride in what they're doing. This group showed it right there. A big effect on this game.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Well, this defense for the Lions very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. And the Vikings are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Jones will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. They go I formation, fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Off play action. Here's Goff. Well, that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
That's good.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
A shotgun snap for Goff. It's complete to Williams. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
For a Lions 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24.
Here's Goff. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. As they've got it as we resume action. That's complete to Laporta. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss it.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Point after after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And the Vikings first down.
Throwing is McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Brings up second down at the 46-yard line.
Here's McCarthy. Over the middle, complete to Addison. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Vikings.
An inside give to Jones. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
First down, Minnesota.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
At the Lions' 33-yard line.
Now McCarthy. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson. 32 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. His numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Here's Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Lions first down.
Again, Goff. And that
risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Goff now to throw. That's to the tight end, Laporta. Here is 3rd and 5.
To Sam Laporta. It's a gain of 5.
Now it's gone. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
In punt formation for the Lions.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. The last time out, he was able to hook up with Justin Jefferson for the touchdown. And now they begin here 1st and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. To the air with McCarthy. He gets it to Addison. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Number 3, Jordan Addison. A 5-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down at the 32.
Operating from the gun. McCarthy. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 68 yards. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Back to throw, Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the gun, here's Goff. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Goff. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with second and a couple. Now Goff. He's got his 6'5 receiver, that's Tim Patrick. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Throwing again is Goff. This is caught by Williams. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
That's another Lion.
And he quickly clocks it, and they're going to have a good shot at getting 3 here before the break. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Bates' kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier. And this time, there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. That is caught. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And his fine first half of the season continues. That is his 50th catch already. Well on his way to the century mark and perhaps even significantly beyond that. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Pushing his way through and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 21-yard line.
McCarthy off the play fake. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And his kick is good. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Goff now looking to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards. It's good for a Lions.
Goff. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Now a play fake, and it's gone. That's complete to the Porter. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Goff now looks to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
That's another Detroit Lions 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there at 22. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Gibbs going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Here's Goff. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of its hands quicker.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. And he's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. 4th down to give to Gibbs. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by DJ Reed.
Intercepted. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
After the interception, here's Goff. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. Gone. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
It's now 3rd down.
You're ready to spin. You're ready to spin. Check your hot feet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A throw out wide to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd down at the 47-yard line.
Here's McCarthy. He gets it to Addison. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Lions 15-yard line.
Up the middle, Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 67 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game. Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that...
And he will score! Touchdown, Vikings! Aaron Jones, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Now they can't bring him down. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And Detroit getting set to go now. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
180.
it's gone. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Like 20. What's that?
Goff now to throw. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And the Lions first down.
Back to throw. Goff. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Detroit Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To the air again. Goff. Finds Gibbs on the check down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Vikings.
Now Goff. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got this to Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Vikings are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage.
Lions 10. Will Riker.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter. They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. First play of the drive going for 14 and the first down.
So after a run like that, I will guarantee that the head coach is saying to himself, maybe even over his headsets to the rest of the staff, where was that all game long? We needed that. That's the type of run we planned for going into the game. Didn't get much of that, but let's move it forward. Let's build on it, get ready for the next week, and let's go play.
To throw is gone. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Goff. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They